Good morning, Year 3, and welcome to your first online maths lesson. Today we're going to be talking about odd and even numbers. But first, we're going to complete an activity that we would normally do in class. I've written 5 numbers on the board: 7, 5, 3, 2, and 4. And trying to use just those numbers and only once, see if you can make any of these numbers: 23, 34, or 56. We do this at the beginning of each lesson, so you would have practiced this before. But see if you can use these numbers to make any of the numbers I have below. You could add them, you could times them, you could add and then times them. So try using these different calculations to help you. And you could use your diary if you get a little bit stuck and would like some help with some of the times tables. What I would suggest is pause the video when I've finished speaking and then give yourself maybe 2 or 3 minutes to see if you can solve any of those numbers and make any of those numbers. And then I'll put a couple of the answers onto the board and we'll see if we have any of the same answers. Good luck, and you can unpause it once you've had a go. Welcome back, Year 3, and well done for attempting that first task. I've just put a couple of the answers onto the board. Now you may have found a different way to do it, but I'll just show you the 2 ways that I've put onto the board. You may have had 5 times 4 is 20, add 3 is 23. So you haven't used all the numbers. You would have used 5, 4 and 3, but you still only used those numbers and made that answer. And the other example I had on the board was 56. 7 add 3 makes 10, times 5 is 50, add 4 is 54, add 2 is 56. So well done if you had any of those or you found a different way to do it. Very well done. So today we're going to talk about odd and even numbers. Just to remind you, an even number is any number that ends 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. So if a number has any of these numbers at the end in the units column, it is an even number. But if it has a 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9 at the end, it is an odd number. So if it has any of these numbers in the units column, it will be an odd number. So as a next challenge for you, you'll be able to pause the video again in a second. I have written a few numbers onto the board. I would like you to try to work out if these numbers are odd or even. You could just think about it, or if you have a piece of paper, you could try and write them down. I've written a few numbers onto the board. See if you can work out which of those numbers are odd and which of those numbers are even. And I'll put the answers onto the board once you've had a go. So pause the video now and you can attempt that task. Welcome back again, Year 3. Well done for attempting that task. All I've done on my board is just written E for even or O for odd. So we can check to see if your answers are correct. 74 even because it ends in a 4. 58 even, 37 odd because it ends in a 7, 93 odd, 45 odd, 206 even, 309 odd, 89 odd, 42 even, 120 even. So very well done if you got all of those correct. I'm just going to explain what I would like you to do today. On Edmodo, you may have already seen that I've attached these 2 worksheets, these 2 activities. The first one just requires you to look at the numbers all around the outside and just decide if they are an even number, you write them in this box, and if they're an odd number, you write them in this box. And I've already done number 20 for you, which ends in a 0, so it is an even number, so I've written it in the even box. You have to try and put all of these numbers into the correct box. The second task, I'm just going to flick the light on. That's a bit better. The second task is a little bit trickier. There are circles and triangles on the sheet. Where there is a triangle, you need to put an odd number. And where there is a circle, you need to put an even number. And then finish off these number sentences. So this first one, you're trying to make 12 with an even number and 2 odd numbers. So have a go and see if you can complete any of those challenges on the board, on your sheet. If you are unable to print the worksheet today, you could just look at it on the screen and try to complete the activities, but it will be a little bit easier if you can print the worksheets. And then you can stick them into the maths book that I've sent to you, and that way you won't lose any of your work that you have completed. And do remember, I will always be available on Google Meet. You've done really well to find the video today and to find the activities. There will also be, once the lesson starts, a link to Edmodo. And if a link to Google Meet, sorry, you're already on Edmodo. And if you click on that link, I should pop straight up and you'll be able to ask me any questions that you have. You might want to check some of your answers or to ask me a question, or maybe we can talk through something you found a little bit difficult. But if you have any questions like you would do in class, press on that link and you'll be able to speak straight to me on the computer. I'm just going to add one more thing to my board, so I'll just pause you for 1 second. If you manage to complete all of that and you still have a little bit of time left, I've written a question on the board, which is a little bit of an investigation. It says, what happens when you add 2 odd numbers together? So you can do a little bit of an investigation to work out what you think happens when you add 2 odd numbers together. That's if you finish those 2 activities. So remember, I will be on Google Meet. If you have any questions, just press on that link that will appear on Edmodo and you can ask me any of those questions. And once you have finished, if you would like me to see your work, if you can, try to take a picture of your worksheets and email that through to me. I think that's the best way, and then I can feed back to you. We can discuss what we've done well, and maybe you can even earn some pluses. Very well done for finding the video today. Good luck, and I'll be there if you have any questions at all. Well done, Year 3.